गुड आफ्टरनून स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू SRS IAS एंड लॉ अकेडमी। आज की जो हमारी क्लास होगी ये मेंस आंसर राइटिंग की क्लास होगी। इस क्लास में हम जो यूपीएससी में ज्योग्राफी में प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस जो पूछे गए हैं मिनरल्स या फिर रीन्यूएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेज के रिगार्डिंग, उन क्वेश्चंस को जो है वो हम सॉल्व करेंगे। ठीक है, ये क्लास होगी, ये आपकी 2 पार्ट्स में होगी। ठीक है, टोटल आपसे इसके रिगार्डिंग जो है 5 क्वेश्चन जो है वो पूछे गए हैं। ठीक है, तो आज की जो क्लास होगी इसमें हम 3 क्वेश्चन जो है वो कवर करेंगे और जो नेक्स्ट क्लास होगी उसमें हम 2 क्वेश्चन जो है वो कवर करेंगे। ठीक है, तो लिख लो जो क्वेश्चन जो है वो मैं पहले आपको लिखवा दूंगा, देन आप जो है वीडियो उसको पॉज करके अपने आंसर जो है उनको फ्रेम कर लीजिएगा। ठीक है, 7 मिनट का टाइमर लगा लीजिएगा और उसमें जो है आपको अपने आंसर जो है उनको फ्रेम करना है। ठीक है, तो लिखो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है जो है आपका, लिखो इन स्पाइट ऑफ कोट अनकोट में लिखो इसको, इन स्पाइट ऑफ एडवर्स एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट, कॉमा coal mining is still inevitable inevitable for development, inverted commas close, full stop, discuss। those are 17 का क्वेश्चन है ये। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिखो, discuss the multi-dimensional implications of uneven distribution of mineral oil in the world, full stop। 2021 का क्वेश्चन है ये। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिखो, petroleum refineries are not necessarily located nearer to NEARER, nearer to crude oil producing areas, comma particularly in many of the developing countries, full stop। explain its implications, ये 2017 का क्वेश्चन है ये। ठीक है, तो अब जो है आप अपनी वीडियो जो है उसको पॉज करके 7-7 मिनट का अपना टाइमर लगा के तीनों क्वेश्चन जो है उनको सॉल्व कर लीजिए। मीनवाइल मैं आपको आंसर जो है वो लिखवा देता हूँ, देन आप अपनी वीडियो जो है उसको पॉज कर रिज्यूम करके अपनी आंसर जो है उनको चेक कर लीजिएगा। ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था हमारा, इन स्पाइट ऑफ एडवर्स एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट कोल माइनिंग इज स्टिल इनएविटेबल फॉर डेवलपमेंट, डिस्कस। तो इंट्रो लिखो इसमें, इंडियाज कोल रिजर्व्स, कॉमा फोर्थ लार्जेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड, comma provide it with a cheap source of energy, full stop। however the mining of coal causes severe damage to the environment, इतना लिख के कॉलन डाल दो एंड देन 4 बुलेट पॉइंट्स जो है वो इसके बनाओ। फर्स्ट पॉइंट, pollution due to exposure of mining waste to air and water, full stop। next point, coal mining results in methane emission farming results in methane emission, comma, a powerful greenhouse gas. A powerful greenhouse gas. Full stop. Third point. Fires from underground mines. Fires from underground mines can burn for years. Can burn for years, comma, releasing smokes, releasing smoke containing carbon dioxide, comma, carbon monoxide, CO2, comma, CO, comma, NOx, ठीक है, नाइट्रेट्स, जो वेरियस नाइट्रेट्स होते हैं, ठीक है, नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड, नाइट्रोजन ऑक्साइड, कॉमा, सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड SO2, etc. etc. Full stop. Fourth point. Deforestation. When trees are cut down, or burned burned for clearing the way for a coal mine. Full stop. पैरा चेंज करके लिखो. Despite the damage caused by coal mining, comma, it is expected to contribute the dominant share. To India's electricity production. For decades to come. Full stop. Even with annual growth rates above 10%, the share of renewable sources in India is unlikely to reach even 10% of the energy mix. Before 2040. Conclusion लिखो. Next point, conclusion. Next para, conclusion लिखो. India's reliance on coal is expected to persist even in 2040s. Comma, with an envisaged share envisaged share of 42 to 50%. 42 to 50% in energy mix. Full stop. A lower growth trajectory of renewable energy in view of challenges the challenges and uncertain uncertainty of एन के बाद आई नहीं आएगा, डायरेक्ट ही आएगा, अनसर्टेनिटी ऑफ प्राइसेस, कॉमा स्टोरेज कॉस्ट, कॉमा ग्रेड कनेक्टिविटी एंड पार्टली PA and parity, PARITY and parity, making it over ambitious to expect them to be central for India's development. Full stop. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन था आपका, डिस्कस द मल्टी डायमेंशनल इंप्लीकेशंस ऑफ अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मिनरल ऑयल्स इन द वर्ल्ड। 2021 का क्वेश्चन था ये। इंट्रो लिखो। पेट्रोलियम इज नॉट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड evenly around the world. Full stop. Slightly less than half of the world's proven reserves are located in Middle East, including Iran, but not North Africa. Including Iran, but not North Africa. Full stop. Following the Middle East are Canada and United States, comma Latin America, comma Africa, and the region made up of Russia, Kazakhstan, and other countries that were once part of the Soviet Union. Full stop. पैरा चेंज करके एक हेडिंग बनाओ। This uneven distribution of mineral oil across the globe has many multidimensional implications. Full stop. कौन कौन सी implications है वो लिखो, बुलेट पॉइंट्स में लिखो। फर्स्ट पॉइंट इकोनॉमिक, इसमें लिखो uneven distribution of mineral oil across the world, comma affects the balance of trade between the importing and exporting countries, full stop. This in turn affects the foreign exchange reserves of the country. This in turn affects the foreign exchange reserve of the country. Full stop. It also leads to consequences like inflation for the importing countries. Full stop. Next point, political. इसमें लिखो many historical and present day conflicts involving nations trying to control resource rich territories. Full stop. For example, the desire for diamond and oil resources has been the root of many armed conflicts in Africa. Full stop. USA's interference in the geopolitics of West Asia is also one of the reasons for uneven distribution of oil minerals. Full stop. Next point, employment and migration. इसमें लिखो availability of oil reserves leads to more job opportunities in the Middle East. Full stop. That is the reason why India has a large diaspora in the Middle East. Full stop. Next point, uneven growth. इसमें लिखो uneven distribution of mineral oil has also led to uneven growth across the globe. Full stop. Rise in import prices directly hamper the capabilities of the government. A rise in import prices directly hamper the capabilities of the government to spend on welfare objectives. Full stop. Last point, energy security. The uneven distribution of the mineral oil resource is the reason for energy insecurity in the oil deficient countries. Full stop. It also directly affects their strategic autonomy. Full stop. Conclusion लिखो. The uneven distribution of mineral resources leads to various implications ranging from economic to energy security. Full stop. This highlights the need for India to diversify its energy basket both in terms of content and geography. Full stop. Next question था आपका, petroleum refineries are not necessarily located near the crude oil producing areas, particularly in many of the developing countries. Explain its implications. 2017 का क्वेश्चन था ये. इंट्रो लिखो. Oil refineries usually in developing countries are built away from the oil producing areas. The implications of which are both negative and positive, comma, vis-a-vis environmental and economical cost. इतना लिखे कॉलन डालो. नेक्स्ट लिखो पॉजिटिव implications. 6 पॉइंट्स बनेंगे इसमें. पहला लिखो, refineries tend to be situated closer to markets or distribution centers, as it helps in saving transport cost of refined products, because transport cost of refined products tends to be higher than transporting crude as refined product lose weight through evaporation during transportation. Full stop. Next point. Since pipeline transfer of refined products in India is still only with private companies, comma, It is not evenly distributed. It is not evenly distributed, comma, making transportation through this method difficult. Full stop. When refineries are far away from the market, comma, other modes of transport for refined products like railway, comma, road or waterway always increases the economical as well as the environmental cost. Full stop. Next point. Since oil producing areas have a limited oil producing capacity, producing capacity, the investments in setting up a refinery in its vicinity can go to waste once the oil in the area dries up. Full stop. Hence it becomes economical to set up refineries near markets where a continuous consumer demand keeps it viable for longer duration of time. Next लिखो, refineries also need abundant source of water for cooling purpose and for discharge of waste. Hence, environmental concerns make refineries viable only where there are sufficient water resources available. Full stop. Next point. Promote decentralized industry growth. And balanced regional development. Full stop. Next point. Seaboard location eases the export of petrochemical products. Full stop. Negative implications लिखो, heading डालो negative implications. 2 points बनाएंगे इसके. First लिखो, having crude transported to large distances add to environmental pollution economic cost. Full stop. Next point. Also it does not incentivize further exploration and setting up of oil producing areas as it doesn't attract other industrial investments, other industrial developments. तो आज की जो हमारी क्लास थी मेंस आंसर राइटिंग की वो यहीं तक थी. थैंक यू सो मच.